Hello and welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale Monza circuit here for the Italian Grand Prix this weekend. I'm joined by Sean. It is round 12 of the championship and it's beginning to get to that time where drivers are going to be thinking about those promotion spots. Just watching Voltex Voids at the moment. This is, I forget what his actual PSN tag is, I can't remember. Void COD, that's it. So the Voltex Voids will be racing under this account for the next few races. We have a debutant as well in the shape of Aldoro. He will be driving the Force India, as you can see here. And he will be racing with us for the last few races of the season. So Sean, what do you think is really the key to getting a good lap here at Monza? Obviously straight line speed is one thing, but there are a few corners in there and tyre wear is quite a big thing around here.
Yeah, just the main thing is just not to cut just Ascari. I mean that's Lily has left the session apparently. But like the key is just not to cut Ascari there. Just it's one of those vital corners, like you can really cut easily there. Just keep the car in 5th gear and go into all the gears just as nice as you can, plus the chicane in the first sector, you can cut it so easily. And just if you cannot cut it there and take it nice and easy, then yeah, you can nail a very good lap time.
Yeah, of course, as you say, just Miles, what's happened with Miles? Yeah. And that is yeah, he's fine. How on earth has he lost it there? He's facing the wrong way out of turn 5. That is not a usual place to lose the car at all.
I think he just went like maybe too hard, maybe got to the grass, maybe was the gravel, I think, and then couldn't catch it, I think.
Yeah, looks like that way. Hopefully Lily can get back into the session, obviously he's disconnected. Mark currently on pole with a provisional pole, sorry, with a 20.7. Would you expect to see it a little bit quicker than that perhaps in this session?
I think, even though it's F3, I think maybe 2 tenths, I think. Maybe just
and that is Voltex Void out of qualifying. He's lost the front left. Again facing the wrong way. That's coming out of Ascari, and he was saying how he could set 19.9s in time trial, maybe a little bit off of course in qualifying, but he will not be setting a time today. He is in the wall. In fact, sorry, he has set a time of 21.4, sorry, so not the quickest, but he won't be starting last. It's for definite.
Already lots of time, just like crashing, like just coming out of the corner, so pretty interesting to see.
Tezza comes into the pits. So a couple of guys crawling around at the moment, see if we can find somebody actually on a lap.
Xandamar is on a lap as well.
Trench Gun also coming round, although I think he may be on an in lap because this is fairly slow. Yep. Yeah. So we'll go with Xandamar.
The Ascari is 9 seconds off his lap time, so I think he just had like a banker lap time his first lap. So
yeah, but his first lap was a 31.8, so this will put him. Oh my goodness, there's an AI car there. But this will put him in the middle of the pack. Lily's managed to get back in the session, which is always good to see. Here comes Andamar then in the Williams. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 21.2. It's P4 at the moment. I expect him to go a little bit quicker than that, but for now it's a decent lap. Milan has joined as well. And Shane struggling a little bit out of turn 2 here. Those sausage curbs are lethal.
Yeah. If you tap in like a little bit, your car goes almost like 2 wheels, just like V8 Supercar style. It's so annoying.
Of course, you've got the big sausage curbs at turn 1 to turn 5 as well. And then, of course, you've got the 2 Lesmo curbs as well, which you don't really want to clip if you can help it because they are so lethal. You're going so quick.
Yeah.
It's just unsettled.
Going exactly just around 4th gear, then the mid corner shift up to 5th, then you can still have like good traction out of that corner. So I think just like the second lesson, I think you have to get that curve just a little bit, otherwise you're not really making the apex there.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it is quite a wide corner as well, and if you get that wrong you will end up in the gravel. So we're watching Shane coming around now. He's just coming up to Parabolica. Final corner of the track, of course, DRS detection there for the race. It's going to be a 1:22, maybe even a 23 actually here. It's a decent enough lap though. You go 23.0, so it puts him P8 for now. Again, I expect him to go a little bit quicker, but he's got a 9/10 deficit to Tezza in front for P7, so it might be a bit of a tall order. Is Lily? No, Lily's still not out on track. There's a Williams coming into the pits now as well. Oh, and Shane going off at turn 1. Not quite sure what happened there. Aaron out on a lap as well. He's weaving around trying to get heat into those tyres. We've got a Mercedes behind as well. That is Marklin. So these guys are preparing for their last run.
Jesus.
Looked like a slide there from Aaron, and he's actually coming into the pits. So he's obviously felt that that outlap was a bit too hard on the tyres. Marklin, however, will continue with his lap. He is currently 2.5 tenths off of Aaron. So whether he can actually close the gap or not, we'll find out.
Goldstar has to set set a lap time though. He's going now to Ascari, I think.
Got a couple of cars in the pit lane. I'm not sure what's happened here. We've got a Sauber. One, I think maybe Lily's car has actually caused everyone else to get stuck behind him. They can't get out the pit lane.
Oh, I now see it. Oh my days.
This is not good.
So, lots of people qualifying gonna get so ruined by this. And Goldstar is coming in 7 with a 22 flat. Oh, everyone is stuck there.
Everyone trying to come out, but they won't be able to. All stuck at the pit exit. Another beautiful glitch from Codemasters. The Lee has finished his qualifying. Well, he could have gone for another lap, actually.
But I don't know if Lily can like go outside the pits, then maybe can sort it out, you know, maybe. But I don't know if you can. So
we won't restart the session because we won't have enough time. Due to the fact that F1 will be on later as well, unless it massively affects the race, which at the moment it's not. We've got cars still queuing in the pit lane.
I think there's like 4 cars, I think, just like stuck in the pit lane.
Yeah, confirm it is Lily's car.
4 cars. Still not out of the pit lane, so I think he can't even drive, I think, the session as well.
So Eusebio in the other Sauber, meanwhile, on track. Trench gun as well, he comes across the line, improves, 21.3. Everyone's still stuck in the pits.
So weird.
Oh, and that's a big crash for Marklin! Coming out of these first Lesmo. Trench gun's retired.
And he has a broken front wing as well, so his lap times are pretty done, I think.
Guys beginning to retire now, and Lily still blocking the pit exit.
Yeah, Voltex retired.
And they won't get out now, that will be that. So we've had a bit of a controversial end to the session. Lily's still not retired, I'm not quite sure what's happened there either.
Yeah. Eusebio goes into the top 10 with a 122.5, so he hasn't got enough fuel left for set another lap time. I think that's just the
everyone in the pit lane, they won't get out now, I'm not quite sure why they haven't retired yet.
Yeah.
Which means that Mark will get pole here at Monza.
Yeah. It's so unfortunate for the cars that are stuck in the pit lane. Aaron, Aldo, you know, just with that beautiful glitch by Codemasters, like maybe you can set like another lap time, maybe even go faster, but now it can't because of this glitch that happens when you're disconnected in qualifying.
And that is, if we could hopefully get these guys to retire. I'm not quite sure what. Lily may have to leave the session, he may be forced to, because if his car won't retire, unless when the timer ticks down to 0, they all are forced to retire by the game.
I think that will happen.
Sandemar has retired. But that is the grid, so it will be Mark on pole, Marklin second. It will be Voltex Aaron starting an unusual P3, and there we go, Lily has left the session, enabling us to carry on with the game, the race even. Fourth place Zandabar, fifth place at Trench Gun, sixth place Alduro, seventh place at Voltex Voids, being not where I wanted, I can assume. It's the Lee in P8, Tezza P9, P10 is Eusebio, 11th is Shane the Boss, and 12th with no time is Miles. Lily was P13 but failed to settle up because of connection issues. And Lily gets back in now. I don't know whether he'll have time to. We are waiting, the timer is ticking down.
I think he can't, race, because he's joining like after quali, and normally you get stuck in the pit lane.
Well, I'm not quite sure why he didn't do it when he was stuck in the pits the first time, because obviously there was 3 minutes left of the session. He could have quite easily, you know, jumped out and rejoined in that time. And now, I don't think he's going to be racing with us. Looking on the left-hand side now, nope, he won't be.
Yeah. And already pressed X, so I think he will get a penalty, I think, for that.
We will see. Alduro has... Oh, there's quite a few that's readied up, actually, so I'm not quite sure. There will be someone, though, that will receive a... Was it Alduro? Okay, so it was. Yeah, so he will receive 10 seconds at the end of his race time.
Lily has left the session again. Yeah, I think he knows he can't race, I think, for this race. It's quite a bit of a shame. I think he will maybe get a very decent place around here. I think so. Quite unfortunate he can't race with us.
Aaron trying to stay in front, but hopefully he'll drop back and do this in a professional manner. Anyway, so the grid for the Italian Grand Prix is Marklin UFC on pole. Marklin is, we've got 2 marks on the front row. We've got Voltex Aaron, an unusual P3. We've got Zandamar in a very high P4. Trenchgun P5. Alduro in P6 in the other Force India. We've got Void Cod, or Voltex Voids, he'll now be known as P7. He could have gone a lot quicker, but he's put it in the wall coming out of Ascari on his quali lap. We've got the Lee, who's somewhere on the grid now in P8. We've got Tezza P9, Eusebio rounding out the top 10, and P11 on the soft tyres. We've got Shane the Boss. Miles starting on the medium tyres in P12, and P13 also on the mediums in the Ferrari is Milan.
Yeah, he joined in, it's quite weird, he joined in quali too, but yeah, I think because he didn't disconnect, I think he can still race. So. Quite a bit weird, actually. I'm just looking down to how everyone's fuels and everything. Everyone has like most like 2 or 3 laps, and then Xenamar is running like 5 laps of fuel. I mean, that's pretty much what you need around this track, because you're burning a lot of fuel. You can't save that much. So. And same with Shane.
Shane as well running a heavy fuel load then. Just waiting for the guys to come through now. As you can see, Mark leading them around. Marklin in the other Mercedes. There's actually a Mercedes 1-2, both the Marks in the Mercedes. Yeah. Couldn't be any more confusing. So it's to be interesting. Eusebio gets disqualified from the formation lap.
Yeah, I just saw it fall about, just like a smoke cloud, just poof, and goes away. And I see Miles just running 7 laps of fuel. That's just a lot. I could say that. So he doesn't have to worry about that much if you want him out of fuel. Here we go then.
So then, getting ready for the start of the Italian Grand Prix here. The 2 Mercedes on the front row. 5 red lights. Arrow away at Monza. Decent start actually from Mark. He seems to have come across very early. We've got Aaron as well coming down the outside. Milan's had a very slow start as well. Looking down into turn 1, then any action. We've got a Force India up the inside. We've got Haas trying to go around the outside. Everyone getting through fairly cleanly. I don't think there's any contact, any damage. We've got Miles and Shane the Boss getting a bit close, and that was very nearly Milan in the wall. Miles needs to give more space there. No damage it looks like. Tezza all the way over the lead already. Marklin's already lost the place to Aaron, and round the outside Marklin, he's not going to make that stick. Oh, he has. Trench Gun meanwhile loses out to his teammate Alduro. And Sandoval, the big loser, down from 4th to 6th already. Oh, we've got one of the, I think it was the Haas in the background, going a little bit wide. Everyone make it through lap 1 cleanly. Second Lesmo. Oh, and as I say that, that is the Lee. Is that, no, sorry, is that the Lee? No, it's Shane the Boss, I think, actually. Yep. And his big damage. He's lucky not to retire from that. Meanwhile, we've got Tezza going up the inside of Lee into Ascari, and they touch, and Tezza sideways. Can he save it? He has. Well done to him. There's a Haas on the grass as well. That's Voltex Voids. And it's almost 3 wide going into Parabolica here.
It's all kicking off.
2 4-seaters go side by side. The Lee hits the back of them. That's front wing damage for him. And Trench Gun has got damage sustained. We've got Marklin in the pits again, having to make an early pit stop. And it's all happening. Miles, Trench Gun, and Milan going 3 wide into turn 1. It's all kicking off now into lap 2. One of the Salvers darting around there. That is Eusebio. He's made a good start. Miles trying to sneak up the inside of him. Other than that, it looks fairly clean. I don't think anyone's spun off and had any major damage apart from Shane. And I'm not quite sure what happened to Marklin.
I mean, Milan has.
Oh, there's one in the wall! That's Miles!
Oh, and Trench Gun's out as well.
Well, I think Trench Gun's ended up in a cloud of smoke on the left hand side. So he has gone already. Both the Red Bulls tailing the pack at the moment. Milan's had a good start up from 13th. And Marklin's retired as well, so he was obviously so far behind. He's just thought, nah, I'm alright with this. I would just retire.
I think they didn't change his front wing.
Miles off again. Maybe he had it on auto instead of yes. Then that would explain it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mark and Voltage is going side by side, just coming to.
Yep, into Parabolica now. Can he defend the inside? He can for now.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's gone wide over the AstroTurf. That's going to cost him time. And he retains.
Voltage has to leave.
Yep. Aaron in the lead now then. And we've got a little battle going further down as well. The Lee struggling without that front wing. We've got a lot of wing damage actually further down. Into turn 1 there with these guys. Aaron cuts him off at the exit, but it's all still to play for as they make the run now down to turn 4.
Mark has a good exit though.
Still side by side. And he's actually gone round the outside. Has he got the better straight line speed, I wonder? Still side by side as they come through turn 3 into turn 4 now, the tight chicane. Who's going to back out, if anyone? And it is Aaron that ends up breaking that a little bit earlier. And Mark retains his lead for now. Zandamar now up into P3 because of the... so he was down to P6, he's got back up to 3rd. Good on him. And Aaron, as you can see now, struggling. He's making a couple of mistakes here and there. We'll try and look further down. Miles in the pits then, he's out now. He's back on the medium tyres. Puff of smoke there off the gravel. It's Tezza running a little bit wide. Everyone else seems to be in fairly good nick at the moment.
Velters had like a very bad exit out of the Ascari and he covered back, so I think he probably gets a warning. And Milan goes down the inside of Eusebio and he takes P7 for now.
Eusebio down to 9th. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He's got front wing damage and he's got dust all over his tyres, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Let's just look who hasn't got wing damage. It looks like Voids is damage free and Alduro as well. So everyone down to P5 is okay for wing damage. Oh, Aaron's got past Mark. I didn't see that. Not quite sure what's happened there. Well before turn 1.
Yeah, I think just,
I'm not quite sure what happened there.
I didn't catch it either, but I think it was around Parabolica.
So Milan has wing damage. Tezza also has wing damage. Eusebio has wing damage in AI mode. Not quite sure what's going on there. There you go. Miles is a further half a minute down with Shane the Boss not too far behind him. Mark then still fairly close to Aaron, but he's got to be careful that he doesn't start sliding and making mistakes. Tezza. Oh my goodness, Tezza and Milan go side by side through the first Lesmo. They're going to do it again for the second Lesmo. And I think Milan ended up pulling out of that. My goodness.
And he got the OS as well, so...
He's going to get back past him around the outside, surely, before Ascari. Otherwise, it is going to be lights out for one of these guys, surely. Tezza's holding, he's sticking his nose in there, and they both end up wide. Milan takes the penalty, though.
Oh, Marklin. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Marklin had already retired, of course, and now down into turn 1 then. Mark versus Aaron. What's the straight line speed of that Mercedes like versus the McLaren?
He doesn't gain that much.
He's closing. He's having a little look. Not quite close enough. He believes. But yeah, he can get past him here. Look how close they are coming through turns 1 and 2. Does he have the exit speed though? He's with him still. Can Void stick a move on Alduro? No, he can't. Alduro's struggling though. He's clipping those sausage curbs like mad. And that will not be beneficial to his car, that's for sure. Milan continues with his mediums and his front wing, so that was a poor tyre choice there, because it means he's got to try and take these mediums as long as he can.
Yeah. There's still damage though from 20 kilometers in the purple, if you look closely. Still some damage there to pass, so...
Yep, so down to 11 runners very early on here, only started with 13. We would have had 14, but Lily's internet disconnected him from the session, then he wasn't able to get back into his car successfully. It's all about these two front two at the moment. Can Aaron show the form that he's shown in the last 4 or 5 races and really start to put a gap between himself and Mark? But at the moment it is Mark keeping with him, and to be fair, this is probably one of the easier tracks to follow at because there's so many straights and you've got a lot of slipstream going on.
Yeah. But yeah, if you lose like that slipstream on this track, then like it's all game over. As Aaron goes really defensive down.
Very defensive, very early. He's going to come back across. He's going to squeeze the Mercedes to the outside. Can he try hang around the outside? No, he can't. Aaron's made a little bit of a mistake, has he, on the exit?
He gets a better exit though, I think.
Oh, and he touches the back of him. They come through turn 3 now. The long flat right-hander.
No, I think Aaron has it now for now, but...
Is he going to make a move up the inside into turn 4? Aaron comes across, he's lagging all over the place, he's giving him damage! Now I wonder, because he was weaving a little bit there, and obviously the lag has exaggerated it, but there may be a steward's look into that. Aaron showing his lag, and he is basically going to run away with this now, with what I can only claim as a false win in some sense, because Mark was giving him a good run for his money, and now he's going to have to drop off significantly with that damage.
I think Aaron didn't move, I think, on the brake because he was down the inside already, you know, just to defend, and I think he didn't move, I think, so it's just his lag that just cost Mark his front wing, and pretty unfortunate because they had like a very good battle together, so...
Yeah, it was a shame actually, yeah. Killed the race off, that's for sure. Meanwhile, Milan going very wide out of Ascari, and he's chasing Tezza. Mark gets a 5-second stop go as well, adding insult to injury, salt in the wound, so to speak. And that's going to put him right down the order now, possibly actually behind Eusebio. Still getting serviced in his pit box. Here he comes now. Is he onto the mediums actually? He is, so he's going to try to stretch these to the end.
I think it's pretty...
Try to catch up to Aaron. We're getting... Oh, and that is Miles!
Oh!
Changed at just the right time, and he's hit the left side of the wall coming out of Ascari. Not quite sure how he's done that. But Miles is out, and it means that if you finish now, you are guaranteed a point. So Shane, don't give up. You are in a point spot. Mark, meanwhile, down to 9th place and 2.5 seconds down on Eusebio. Milan still within DRS range of Tezza, but just can't get close enough on those medium tyres. Really is suffering.
Still quite good at it. He's still following up with the broken front wing, so...
Yeah, you would expect him to drop off, wouldn't you, considering?
Yeah.
But he's obviously got the straight line speed. There's no doubt about that.
Just look at Milan just struggling, you know, with that broken front wing through.
Oh, he clips the gravel on exit. I tell you what though, I thought it was a little bit closer to Tezza. If he can get the toe down to turn 1, he's got a decent chance here, but it depends how much his wing affects him through Parabolica. As you can see, Tezza with damage as well.
I think the better exit of it, so...
Of course, both these guys without wings, so that's probably why they're still close together. Milan looking dangerous though. Let's come down to turn 1. Tezza's got defensive, move back to the outside. Milan was fairly close actually. Eusebio's into the pits. That is because of a front wing damage. Yeah, Aaron, that's quite a big one actually. Zandamar now in P2, only 5 seconds off the leader. Now let's have a look. Is Aaron... No, Aaron's not nursing it, and as I say that, he nearly loses the back end out of the second Lesmo. He's fighting that car. And the car
is in the pits. He's going for a set of softs.
Who, Eusebio?
Yeah.
So he's two-stopping. That's it. He could have gone mediums to the end, but he's obviously opted to go for a two-stop. That's a very interesting strategy around a track that is so fast-paced. Mark
And
looking quick though.
Tess is going pretty close to Corsa Legend, and Milan is still within DRS range of Tessa, so I think we maybe have...
Aaron is in then, so the race lead up, pits off his super soft red wall tyres. What's he going to put on? It is going to be the white wall mediums.
It is...
So he has now stopped. Where is Mark? Coming around Parabolica now. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Having said that, it is going to be close.
Oh well.
Aaron comes out the pits. Mark with the fastest lap then. There he's in the background. And you can see how much time he's lost. So these guys now are going to have to pick their way through the traffic. This should be interesting to watch. You see Mark nearly 5 seconds down. That is the wing change that has cost him that. So he has done well, to be fair. He's had the pace. He's actually closed the gap on from when he pitted. But obviously now he's going to have to close up that 5 seconds. But Aaron does have to navigate some traffic. Milan won't be in any time soon because he's on the mediums. And in front of them we've got Tezza and the Lee fighting. The Lee currently on for a podium, although that will change because he's got a pit. But these guys very slow. And I can only imagine that Aaron's going to catch them at a rapid rate of knots and possibly get caught up in it.
Goes in the middle of the track.
The Lee down the inside of Tezza.
Can he give it up? No, they are gone side by side.
Oh, Tezza's in the gravel. Where is Milan? How close is he to take advantage? He's right there, and he's going to get past. Brilliant racing from these three. Zandermark is a 5 second stop go as well.
Still going side by side in Parabolica.
Oh, Milan's going to run wide here because of that front wing.
Oh man.
And here comes Aaron. This is it. This is critical for him. The two guys in front pit. Will Milan defend? He is going to defend here, or is he? No.
Oh, Jesus.
Aaron all over the place trying to get past. Is Milan going to test his braking abilities? I don't think he is, you know. Aaron goes through. And he's made that look very easy indeed. Mark into P3 then. He hasn't been helped out by the traffic.
That was a sector 3.
That might be I was going to say that might be Shane. Oh my goodness, yep, spinning round and round out of Scari over the black and white curbs he goes. Tezza has come out behind the Lee then. Did they get wing changes, I wonder?
I think so,
yeah, they did. So okay, this should be some good racing now then. Eusebio meanwhile didn't, so he's gone into the pits early, not put on the mediums and not changed his front wing. So it's not looking good for Eusebio at the moment.
I mean, he should have changed to yes, you know, because if you have it on wing damage on auto, then it doesn't replace no matter what damage it is.
Yep, Tezza knows where to gain time on the Lee, and he's actually... Oh! As I say that, the Lee is... I think the Tezza just got a little bit too close, and the Lee... I think he just cut him off a little bit there, unintentional. But Tezza just was very quick through the chicane. And he just tagged the back end, no damage though, which is good to see. Voids meanwhile catching Alduro. This is full position. Neither of them have any wing damage of note. Zandemar has pitted onto softs, has he?
Yeah.
He has.
I think
that's an interesting strategy call.
You can make it 70 soft laps instead of soft tire, but it's pretty close, you know, with the tire wear.
He's in a good position though, because obviously Mark pitted what 5 laps ago, and Zandemar is on fresher tyres and faster tyres, so he's closing ever so slightly. We'll keep an eye on that gap.
Oh, Mark has a cross on this thing.
So he has disconnected. Yep, there it is.
Oh,
Zandemar takes the podium spot for now. Will Mark be able to get back in his car? That is a question.
You have just unfortunately Mark has ran into the leg of Aaron, and then now this was disconnected. Just very unfortunate racing for him.
It's not gone well at all.
Although Voltex Void is pretty close now to Albert, there's 6 tenths. He's closing off, but he's saving some fuel, I think. But he's still on standard. And meanwhile, like Albert is really low on fuel, if I'm honest. Just 0.4 laps around this track, you know, it's pretty vital that you need like at least more than 3 laps, maybe 2 laps of fuel, you know, just.
Mark is, oh, they said outlap there, but of course he's disconnected. So, but Void, however, very close to the back of the Force India of Alduro.
On the right a little bit.
Is he going to get him into turn 1? Will Alduro defend?
I think he
don't think he is, you know. He has gone to the inside. Void moves to the outside. Is he going to try it round the outside? There's a ghost car in there as well. Sticks it up the inside. They touch.
Still good save. Still good racing though. And
that's not though.
Oh my god.
That is a very lucky save indeed, and I'm pretty sure his heart will be in his mouth after that one. My goodness, that was close.
Normally, like you spin out in the gravel, but he's still making on track again, and all the grass on his tire is not helping him right now.
He's a lucky man. And he'll only close back up to the rear of Alduro again, I would assume. Zandemar's actually dropped off here. He's now 1.7. He was 1.2, and that's off of Milan as well, actually. So he's actually gained because obviously he was 1.2 behind Mark. So he is actually gaining. Milan trying to nurse those mediums with that wing damage as best he can. Meanwhile, it's allowing for normal service to resume in the world of Aaron. He is going to pick up another win here. Unchallenged, unfortunately, due to his huge lag spike that caused Mark to lose his front wing, and then obviously Mark has disconnected further from the session. Unfortunately.
Oh, Kelstar! Oh my god, that was just close. Coming out of his car, just clipped the gravel and just drifting there and just nearly keep it out of the barrier. Just what a save by him.
Yeah, I was going to say no front wing damage of note, so he's done pretty well there, to be fair.
Good lord, that was really close.
Zandemar closing in on Milan now.
Yeah, I think his tires are getting pretty done right now by Milan. And I can only assume that he's going for a set of super soft, I think, in about 5 laps.
Yeah, quite easily get the super soft to the end. They go for about 11 laps, so I might need to go a little bit longer yet, unless he goes softs to just take off the effect of that wing damage. Zandemar though getting very close down the back straight into Ascari. You'll have the downforce and the tyres. It's just so much quicker through that section. Milan though using the curbs to his advantage. Yeah, nothing wrong with that there.
Still closing up a little bit. Let's see.
Tezza has got past Mark as well.
Mark. Oh, Jesus. I thought that someone has crashed down, I think, but those are still Mark with his coaching car. I think he still can't.
No, he's not back in the session yet, unfortunately. So here we go then.
Let's see, who's at the mark?
Is Milan going to defend again? He is. Zandemar tucks into the slipstream twice. He's on the grass as they come into the braking zone. Around the outside of turn 1 though, that is how you do it. Superb stuff from the Williams driver. Obviously he's on much fresher tyres and faster tyres as well, but a good move there from Zandemar. Use the tyre grip to his advantage, sweeps around the outside of the Ferrari and will head on home to what is surely now a safe P2.
Yeah, I didn't thought he made the move.
So Lee has had another off and he's into the pits again. And he's basically stopped on pit entry, not quite sure what on earth he's doing there. 2 Renaults rounding out the pack again.
Oh, this is going to be his second pit stop. Oh,
yep.
A lot more.
So will Milan take these tyres for as long as he can, or go onto the softs?
I think he's now. I think realize he's losing too much time. I think, and then I think he just go a set of softs. I think for his last 12 laps. I think.
Yeah, but he can push harder if he put the softs on now as well, whereas super softs he's had to nurse, so not quite sure what's going through his mind right now.
I think best is just softs, I think, just to play it safe. I mean, 12 laps with a set of super soft is quite long.
But he's got wing damage as well, so that's going to add to the deg that he's going to have on those super soft tyres, so yeah, you would think the softs would be the logical choice anyway. We'll see what he does though.
Yeah, I think if I was him, I think just go for a set of softs if he's just pitting right now. 11 laps is just borderline, I think. And Voltex Void has closed up a little bit on Eldor. The gap is now 1.2 seconds, so
Shane has just got past the Lee as well, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he let him past or what. But both Renaults again in last and second to last place.
They're still getting points, so
It's all about them
Luckily they
constructors'
didn't get
points, although I don't think it's going to amount to anything.
yeah. I mean, I always say points is points, so it may come in handy for some other races. Meanwhile, this Voltex has DRS off of Elder, so hopefully they don't collide together if they're going around the start-finish straight.
Void's now within DRS range as well.
Yeah.
So, oh, as we say that, he's in the wall! Eldorado is gone! That's a big crash coming out of Ascari, clips the gravel on the outside, and straight into the wall he goes. No saving that one. Promotes Tezza into 5th, Eusebio into 6th. Shane the boss will pick him up into what will be 7th, because obviously Mark isn't here. Yep, just to confirm that.
Such a full, and Voltex 23.5 fastest lap time right now.
Will he he's definitely going to catch Milan, because obviously Milan's got a pit anyway.
Yeah.
He's still going round with that front wing.
On, so I think he's just going for the soft, the supers.
Yeah, it must be. He must. I'd expect him to get front wing change, but then if it's not affecting him that much, then he may just stick with it. But
yeah.
We'll see what he does. Nothing really happening on track for now. You can see they're yet to make a pit stop still. Only Milan. And there you go, the big gainers. Milan starting from last place, come up to P3 at the moment, but he'll pit and come out. He'll come out in P4 actually, because Tez's 17 seconds down. So he will actually come out in P4, so he won't lose one position.
Yeah, he's starting on those fresh supers, so he can gain a lot then on Voltex, you know, on his old medium. So
well, he's gonna be about 16 seconds behind, so I don't know whether he'll be able to catch him or not. As Aaron pops up with the fastest lap.
Did he go into the pits now, I think? And then I think he has to.
Nope, he says that again.
No, he's still staying.
Definitely super softs then.
Yeah. Quite funny to see. And yeah, the gap is just forming down just a little bit. Although Kalsta has just closed down the gap a little bit, I think it was. Insane. Yeah. Everything's still the same one for 3 seconds, so we gain a lot, I think.
Yeah, the Lee in AI mode, not quite sure why that is. Back in his car now though. Mark continues to go around without actually driving his car, so he won't be classified at the end of the race. There's a lot of 5-second stop goes as well. We'll actually have a quick look at that because there was quite a few. Let's just have a little look. Miles DNF'd. Mark is disconnected as well, so it won't matter for him.
Shane has a time penalty.
So Zandemar, Lee, and that is it for the moment.
Disconnected. Kelstar, I think he disconnected, I think. Oh wait, no.
No, he's still in the session, he's just in and out of the menus at the moment. So Zandemar and the Lee, the only ones still racing with time pens. We'll see if that affects them. That is Milan into the pits, and he's obviously... No, he's not had a puncture, sorry, he's a lap ahead of those guys behind him. Onto the super soft tyres then he goes, he's going to take these 9 laps.
Change their wing. They don't change their wing.
So interesting, that is a interesting call. He obviously feels he's not losing enough to amount to 5 seconds.
I think it's going to be closer between Tessa and Milan.
He's out in front. Tezza is in front.
Yeah.
Now, can he defend? That is the question. Milan's come out about 2 seconds behind. 2.5 seconds down. There you go. So he's going to have to get P4 the hard way.
Yes, but I think he's closing up. I think in a couple of laps. Just old mediums against fresh super sauce. Yeah.
Is Tezza struggling? Oh, and he clips the exit out of turn 5, just clipping the grass there. Nothing too major, but it all just adds up. Milan on those fresh super soft tyres. I don't know if he'll get fastest lap because obviously he's got that wing damage, so we'll see how much that's actually affecting him. Would have definitely picked up a warning for that though. He cuts the first part of Ascari. Hasn't been too many time penalties though, considering it's quite a tricky track to not get time penalties at.
Yeah, normally you can cut first chicane, first sector quite easily, and Ascari though. So quite surprised that there are like not that many penalties, to be honest. And calls us into the pits for his third pit stop on a set of soft tires.
Yeah, so he's obviously got wing damage again. So just quickly glancing over to the championship, obviously we've got Spain next week and there's only 2 rounds left after this. Aaron picks up another 3 seconds, so he's actually only 4 seconds in front of Zandamar, but Zandamar has a 5-second stop go that he's got to serve, so that'll be added anyway, so pretty much irrelevant there. But Aaron will stretch his lead out at the top of the championship. Tezza, this is good for him. P4 will give him 12 points, which will put him on to 88. But if he gets P5, he'll be on to 86. So not too bad either way round. Marklin obviously DNF, so he's going to be struggling to get any promotion spots now.
Go for Nate. Jesus. Sorry for that. Is running forward. Anyway, let's see what Milan actually can do. He's already closing up on Tessa though, just already within half a second of him.
Yeah, he's closed that gap down quickly on those tyres. Yeah, Milan probably won't be able to get promoted now, even with 10 points, won't be enough, he'll be on to 34. He'll actually still be behind the lead, amazingly. Trenchgun obviously DNF'd earlier on. Liliar and Frag obviously both not racing today, so they will stay as they are. Manuel Hamilton as well will stay as he is. Matty Southern still has an outside chance, but he's only got 50 points up for grabs if he turns up to the next 2 races, which probably won't be enough in the end. But it's all about that 3rd and 4th promotion spot at the moment. Tez has almost guaranteed himself to go up. He's just got to hook up another couple of good points finishes, and he'll be good to go. Miles still yet to score a point, and that says a lot really. Tezza picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now that could be interesting.
Ooh.
But obviously Milan Voltex Voids picks up a 3 seconds as well.
Just in the Ascari.
But he is nearly 20 seconds ahead of Tezza, so that's not going to affect them. Eusebio into the pits onto super softs. So obviously he had to make another stop because he pitted early off of the super softs onto the softs. Shane eventually gets past the ghosted Mark, who pits, and the Lee is some way behind him. Milan still can't get past Tezza. I don't know if the slipstream glitch is in action. Aaron, another 3-second time pen, so it's beginning to get a little bit close now. Although he is quick, he is picking up a hell of a lot of warnings right now.
Yeah.
And if Zandamar didn't have that 5-second stop go, if he didn't have that 5-second stop go, he would be right there. But obviously, he has that 5-second stop go, and that's going to hurt him badly in the end. Can Milan get past Tezza? He's on fresher tyres, he's on the quicker tyres as well, but he has got that front wing which may be hindering him slightly. We don't know how bad it is. And you're just surprised that he didn't try to repair it, considering he was only going to lose maximum 2 positions. Why would you not repair it and then just, you know, make up the deficit, which he could have easily done, obviously on the quicker tyre at the end of the race. But he's opted not to, and it may be coming to just bite him in the back now. But we'll see what happens in the next 5 or 6 laps or so. Through Ascari again, Milan able to take such a tight line, and that is Voltex Voids into the pits.
Oh!
Now that is interesting, because he's going to lose the positions to both Tezza and Milan. He's on to super softs. He obviously felt he just couldn't take those mediums the whole distance. That's interesting.
I don't know when he pit it actually. When did he pit it actually?
I think it was around lap 8, lap 9, so it wasn't particularly early.
Lap 9 he pit it.
So yeah, it's an interesting strategy call. He's only done 13 laps on those mediums.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a 3-way battle for the final podium spot. Obviously Tezza has a 3-second time penalty, Milan has a damaged front wing, and Voltex Void has 6 seconds. So this is going to be interesting.
and he still hasn't got a penalty though, Milan. So if I think Voltes has as well. So if Milan doesn't get any penalties, you know, he has third place because the rest I think has penalties.
This could be quite interesting. Quite a good end to this race in the end. Voltex Voids though has 2 seconds to gain. I'm pretty sure he'll gain that quite quickly considering the tyres he's on compared to Tezza who's holding up Milan. But Milan still can't get past even with the added grip. Much tighter line again through Ascari. He's got a chance here. Coming up to Parabolica. Does he have the slipstream? He's so close. He goes defensive. Milan is round the outside. Is he alongside? No, he's not. Has Tezza gone maybe a little bit deep? Milan's gone for the slightly tighter line. He's going to drift outwards as he comes around the corner. Voltex Void's already taken a second out of these guys. And it is game on now. Milan has to try and get past Tezza.
He's low on fuel though. He is in standard, so he can't get past him. Milan. He's very low on fuel though.
So he's not using Rich on the straights. That is interesting. Oh, Tezza's made a big error!
Oh.
Coming out of turn 2. Is that going to give a chance now to Milan?
Oh, he needs to.
I think Milan's exit just wasn't quite good enough and he just wasn't close enough. And again, Tezza holds the position.
Still quite in. I mean, he doesn't have to. Aaron just 22.7, just even on that old medium, just still fly. Oh, man, that was really close into the gravel.
There's Voltex Voice as well, right behind him now, looking all over the back of him. And it looks like it's going to be a swoop around the outside, maybe for Voids. Milan lets him go, and there you go then. Easy as you like. Milan knows that he's not as quick, and he maybe is going to try and get past Tezza as Voids tries and gets past Tezza as well. This could be an interesting call here.
It is indeed, but still, we haven't seen like a message that Milan has a penalty, so if you just can keep up with these guys, you know, stay in DRS zone.
Very wide out of Parabolica. You do not want to do that too many times.
Yeah, if you can stay within DRS like now.
He's actually out of DRS right now.
Yeah, but if you can stay like this, like under 3 seconds with Voltex Void and Tezza, you still can get third place. Milan has no penalty, so he needs to do whatever he can, you know, just to try to stick with those guys.
Side by side then.
Like
Through turn 3 they go. Void's on the inside and he's through. Tezza unable to respond. Now if Milan can stay within 6 seconds of Void's, he will pick up a podium, but he's dropped off. Now he's out of DRS range and he seems to be struggling. And he's only got 3 laps to maintain that gap. And obviously Void's on much fresher tyres. Made a quick work of the 2 cars that he dropped out behind there when he pitted. He's obviously going to have a go at fastest lap as well now.
Yeah.
Aaron though can't do that. And he picks up another 3-second time penalty.
It's his 4th penalty.
It is his 4th penalty, and you just think if Zandamar hadn't picked up that 5-second stop go,
oh man,
he would be so very close indeed. Shane the Boss back into the pits then. 7th and 8th are the final point scoring positions because Mark still isn't back in his car. So at the moment the lead is last. Shane the Boss in front of Sabio, going very slowly. He's about to let through Zandamar, that's why. Milan has dropped right off here. He's 2 seconds down now. And without that DRS that was keeping him there, he's not able to save fuel and be effective at the same time. So he really is struggling now.
So with 2 laps to go, yeah. He needs to save this fuel, but at the same time just trying to push as hard as he can just to stay with those guys, you know. With the 3 seconds I think. At least with Tezza. So. But
he's running standard the entire lap, so he's not actually saving any fuel.
Yeah, and even with lean mix, you know, you can't save fuel here.
It's very tricky. We got a yellow in sector 2.
That's.
I'm not sure who that was.
Shane
it's Shane the Boss and the Lee going side by side. And
go
Shane lets Lee past.
Yeah, he's got DRS, so there's no point like that Kalsa has.
Yeah, fighting for
he's
position.
still behind,
Don't put it in the wall now, lads.
Away, guys.
Up the inside. He's on the softer tyre, side by side through Ascari. They go, they touch, they somehow keep it clean. Good stuff from the two Renault drivers.
Goodness me. Oh, Milan has closed out just a tiny bit. He's under 2 seconds right now of Tezza.
He's only got to fall back another second and he will lose that podium spot, so he's not doing what he needs to do. Lee with the DRS, unable to get close though to the back of Shane. Shane goes deep though into turn 2 and he's recovered it just about.
Just take it easy, just take the point and don't do anything stupid, I think.
Well, you think this is the easiest 4 points he's ever going to get. There's no one behind him that can take the points off him.
Yeah.
So it will be the easiest 4 points he'll get. The Lee getting 6. Eusebio will get 8 points for his troubles. And Milan will pick up 10 points even though he started in last place and didn't set a lap in qualifying. So it's not all bad news. Gap has come down a little bit. It's actually now at 4.6. So unless Void's made a little bit of an error, I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's going for fastest lap.
Let's see.
Zandamar a little bit twitchy out of turn 5 there. He's got a big gap behind him though. He can afford to actually pit. Well, obviously not now because it's his final lap, but yep, he had a good race actually, Zandamar. Started P3, went down to 6th, back up to 3rd, and then picked off 2nd. But it is this man, Voltex Aaron, that will take the race win today. It wasn't straightforward. He did have to fend off Mark early on, but a little lag spike made sure that Mark got front wing damage and put him out of contention. But it is Voltex Aaron that takes another win in F3, and he may have actually confirmed his promotion there, so well done to him. And he will take home another 25 points and a race win here at Monza. Zandamar, a very, very good P2 indeed, very close P2. And although he smashes the wall very immaturely, he will finish 10 seconds behind Voltex Aaron because of a 5-second stop-go. And Void's a very long way behind, some 30 seconds. And actually Milan has just dropped out. He's a second out of that 6-second window. He's actually not going to pick up that podium. And it seems so simple. If he held up Voids for another lap or so, he may have actually got that podium. But it is Void who sets the fastest lap as well, 22.4. Across the line comes Tezza in 4th place, and in 5th place is Milan by half.
And Shane retired. Oh my god. Shane has retired from the race.
Oh my goodness, in Ascari. He had 1 corner to go. He will be classified though because he has completed more than I believe it's 90% of the race. He will be classified in P8. So he leaves the session there. Doesn't think he realises that he will get the points. Eusebio gets P6 and the Lee gets P7. Good points haul for them in the end. We started with 14. We ended up with only 7 actually in the end because Shane binned it on the final lap. So not many finishes at all here today. The Monza circuit, very unforgiving, I think we could say.
It isn't, but it still was like a pretty decent race. Just there was some action here and there, so.
Yeah, just to confirm as well, Aaron has cemented his place in F2 for next season. He is now on 118 points, and Frag on 61 is the closest to the promotion spot cutoff. So that gap means that he is safe, and he will go up. Tezza, meanwhile, though, getting that P4 means that 12 points for him means that puts him now on to 88 points, so he is almost there. He's almost over the line. Just 1 more points finish will probably do it. Milan a good haul in P5, but unfortunately for him it's not going to be enough, I don't think, unless he gets 2 podiums in the next 2 races, and of course there is only 2 races left now. But yeah, very close at the top indeed. Frag and Lily not racing. Marklin's there as well still. Manuel Hamilton didn't race either. So we've got 20 points covering Trench Gun to Hamilton. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers within 20 points of each other, and all with a chance of going up into F2 for next season. So that to look out for next week at Spain. Some good overtaking opportunities at Spain as well, but you feel like Australia might be a bit of a dead heat because it is so narrow and it is not many high braking zones either, so we will hopefully see some action, but I'm not expecting too much. But that is it from us for now. Sean, thank you for joining me again as in the absence of Dougie, and hope you enjoyed it tonight.
I really enjoyed it, you know. Quite some good battles, and overall it was a very, very good race, I think, for the F3 guys.
Yep, so yeah, that's it from us. We'll be back at the earlier time next week. We did have to delay the session for, I believe it was Trench Gun today. So we had a little bit of car issue as well. Drivers not getting into their cars. That's why the stream was about 15 minutes late up. But hopefully be on time next week. And it's bye-bye from me and Sean, and we'll see you next week at the Barcelona Catalunya circuit for the Spanish Grand Prix.